IVM.
We would like to thank Storytel for sponsoring this show. Storytel is an audiobook platform that lets you hear hundreds of thousands of stories on your mobile, PC, wherever you prefer. This week I'm going to recommend a modern classic. It's a story that many have seen but few have heard or read. Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. The story is loosely based on the War of the Roses succession fights in 15th century England. When you hear Roy Dotrice narrate the story, it really brings it alive. Go to storytel.com/IVM and you'll be able to get your first month for 99 rupees. That's 200 rupees off the regular $2.99 a month price. That's storytel.com/IVM. Go get it now.
Hello one, hello all. Welcome to the Diary of the Traveling Professor. And I'm Siddharth Deshmukh, your friendly neighborhood traveling professor himself. Well, I'm sitting here in quarantine, not a very unhappy quarantine, mind you, because I am on the 14th floor of a wonderful hotel. Beautiful, beautiful sea view. It is almost noontime in Mumbai and the sea is a placid calm. I am well rested. My COVID-19 test has come out to be negative. So in general, hurrah, hurrah. I was wondering when I was looking at this ocean, I was seeing this wonderful sea in front of me. The ocean is so calm, it looks like a plate of glass. Wait, is it a plate of glass? And once I see that plate of glass, I can't unsee it. It just becomes like the Truman Show. You were wondering where this diary entry is going, aren't you? But trust me, I'm actually talking about how when you see something, you can't unsee it. And that's what's happened to me as far as the Myntra logo is concerned. Trust me, I never saw a woman with a lewd posture in the Myntra logo till the time that it became a controversy. I just didn't see it. Must be that I'm silly or have blind spots, or it's just my maleness, which kind of, is arrogant and the rest of it. But I didn't see it. But the moment I saw it, it has remained stuck in my mind. And even if Myntra has changed its logo or tweaked it a little bit, I can't still unsee the damn thing. Has this happened to you as well? It certainly happened to me. And I'm wondering why that happened. So I went into a deep dive as to the way in which we connect, logos, their meanings into our minds and make sense out of it. First of all, Myntra, before I get into the explanation, Myntra did something really interesting. It did not completely change the logo, nor did it fight the activists to say, no, we will not agree with your point of view. It did a very smart third alternative. It just made a few tweaks to say, see, now it doesn't look like the kind of stuff that you are talking about. Myntra, trust me, your tweaked logo still looks exactly like the untweaked logo to my mind, and it's not your fault. Once you can see something, you can't unsee it. But Myntra did something intelligently and cleverly because it probably has put the controversy to rest. And not only that, but it has saved itself a bunch of money because, rebranding is a pretty expensive exercise. Not only is it all about, changing the packaging and stuff like that, which is quite costly because you're printing and rendering a lot of new things, but you're also, kind of trying to make sure that your people, your customers who are connected to the Myntra logo, the old one, are not completely thrown by a completely new logo. Right? And we've seen brands actually suffer when they've tried to update their logos and make them spiffier and, modernized and stuff like that and come a cropper at the marketplace. So Myntra did a very intelligent thing by just tweaking it and saying, see, now it's all right. Well, whether it's all right or not all right, I don't know. I hope that this controversy is put to rest. But here's the deeper understanding that I have. I think as human beings, we just try to make meaning out of meaninglessness, right? Because that's how we are neurologically wired. In fact, the Rorschach test proves that. You see a random ink blot and you start ascribing certain meaningful things to it. That is an animal. Oh, that's a demon, etc. Why does that happen? It happens because when we are born, our neural networks start trying to make sense out of reality. And it is a useful thing to begin with. There's my mother. There's, some danger. This is food. This is a friend and all of that. But over a period of time, the meaning-making machine, that is our mind, goes a little awry and starts creating meaning out of completely random things. Like you see a pattern in the sky and you start trying to read the signs of it. Or you try to understand how something is completely meaningful through astrology or some other weird pseudoscience. And that is the problem with the meaning-making machine that is our head. Because once we see something, we can't unsee it. It is like those wonderful photos that you see on Facebook or Instagram that is about a man running away, but if you see it closely enough, it is about a dog running towards you. And then once you see the dog, you can't unsee the damn dog. And then you can see both. And then you can understand that you can actually ascribe any meaning that you want to towards any object that is in front of you. Right? So for social media activists, if they're doing it because they're truly genuinely offended, well, yes, please go for it. And so I don't want to comment on the Myntra activist or the Myntra logo, raising hander. But what I want to talk about is maybe choose some really deeper issues that we can connect the stupid meanings out of. Let me explain what I mean. There are so many things that we are already ascribing silly meanings to. Some of them are blatantly based on superstition. Some of them are based on stuff that we correlate but actually are not causatory, right? Some of them are based on, curses, omens, good luck, bad luck, etc. And we should be focusing on perhaps trying to stop meaning making when it comes to those things. Easier said than done. But I believe that if there is a cause worth fighting, it is about ascribing meaning to meaningful things rather than meaningless things. I hope that, other logos don't fall prey to suddenly, oh, this looks like something else, or, and I'm sure that there are some logos and some brands which must be actually kind of sweating it, hoping that nobody watches their brand very closely. I feel that the Myntra controversy is a storm in a teacup. I think it was handled well by Myntra. I hope that the activist who raised it was raising it out of the goodness of her heart. I hope that, this is put to rest. And I hope that all of us can focus on the next new thing which is actually meaningful. I hope you like this diary entry of mine. And I hope it's meaningful. And if you like diary entries like this, please go to ivmpodcast.com or download the app or just go to wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. By the way, I also do something called the Traveling Professor Investigates, which is a video series. And the latest one I've done is about my sojourn in quarantine. Do take a look at it. Okay, it's on LinkedIn and Instagram. All the best then, and until next time.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Storytel and TheWholeTruthFoods.com. So, great week on the network. Number of really, really interesting shows for you guys to check out. Here are a couple of the ones that I would like to highlight for you. Check out This Round Is On Me. Gauri Devi Dayal talks to her husband Jay Yusuf about mixing business and pleasure. They're the husband and wife business partners at Food Matters Company. Give it a shot. Really fun show. On Nankari, they speak about chaat, the queen of the street foods. A fun episode. They canvass the beauty and romance of street food, its cultural importance in a city, and they also discuss the unfortunate harassment that street vendors sometimes go through. On Pesa Vesa, we had Madhuchanda. They joined Anupam talking about the budget and the different aspects of it. Storytellers and Storytellers features Shreyansh Pandey, creator of Kulak, a great conversation and some interesting insights into facilitating and nurturing writers. Do check that out. On Thale Harate, the Kannada podcast, Mansi Prasad spoke to Pawan Srinath about the history and appreciation of Indian music. It's a really interesting conversation. They discuss classical music and how it evolved in India, what are the various musical instruments and how they developed. Really, really fun, interesting stuff. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Come learn and experience the ABCDs of being queer with me, Shanetro.
And me, Farhad.
On our show, Gay BCD.
The two of us take you through our stories and experiences of being gay men in the city of Mumbai and have candid
and sometimes downright scandalous
conversations about sexuality, gay culture, and everything in between.
Catch new episodes of Gay BCD every Tuesday on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get all your podcasts from.